Hello everyone, this is the last video in the sorority stuff series. Today I am going to talk about what happens when you don't get into the house that you wanted, or you get dropped from a house that you were like rushing during the process, and sort of how you can deal with that and what you should do from there. So, quick little tidbit, I actually wanted to be an 80 Pi at K-State, and I got dropped, I think I got dropped like the third day philanthropy round probably, which is fine. I know now that that probably wouldn't be the best fit for me, but at the time I thought I knew what I wanted. So that just goes to show that you might think you know what house you belong in based on what you've heard about them or what their like stereotype is, but you're probably not right about it. I think a lot of sororities, they do have stereotypes on campus, and some of them are good and some of them are bad, but that's not necessarily representative of the people that are in it or the current pledge class above you. So my first word of advice is, if you've received your bid card and you don't like the house, or you don't think you're gonna like the house that you're in, I would give it some time, probably more than a semester, honestly, if you're willing to sort of make that time sacrifice and be a little uncomfy for a while. I think you might grow to find that you fit into the house, or that you might come to find that you like have some friends in the house, or you can grow from that experience regardless. If you do end up really not liking your experience in Greek life, again, you're always welcome to drop, or you can talk to a sister in your house or a different house about sort of what you should do with that. So if you're in the process of rushing and you get dropped from a house in the middle of the week or something and you feel distraught, I think something to remember is that they might tell you to trust the system, and they're probably right. I know that's really frustrating. I felt frustrated. I felt like it was something personally wrong with me when I was dropped from houses that I wanted to be in. From experience of being on both sides of the recruitment, so like going through it and then like choosing what women belong in the house, it really isn't, I don't think it ever becomes something personal. Something that people don't super realize about the recruitment process is that when we are choosing women for the house, we're not choosing women because they're like super special. Like that is a good thing. So your resume can be awesome, but what the goal of choosing women for the house and giving bid cards is to make sure that those women fit really well in the house. So you might be awesome. Your resume can be crisp. You can be 100% perfect. The selection committee might not think that you fit in the house, and that's not because you're not good enough. It's because the whole Greek community is working together to make sure that you have a satisfying experience and are surrounded by women who support you, that you kind of fit in with. And so if you get dropped from a house or you get a bid card back that you don't like, something to keep in mind is that the process has placed you in that spot because they think that that is going to be the best place for you. And although it seems like it's not what you want, but it probably might not be what you want, I would give it a second, just kind of settle into it. You can be upset about it. I'm all about being upset about things that you're upset about. Process your emotions, but like allow yourself to be there and see if it really is a place that you're supported by. Freshman year, like I said in one of the previous videos, is a really, really hard time in a sorority. So if you can tough it out, I would give it a year or a little over a year to see if it's where you really belong. So really, not a ton of tips in this video, just kind of like a pep talk if you're going through and you're like, I just got dropped from a house I really, really wanted. If you decide to go through the entire recruitment process and you do pledge a house, you're probably gonna find in like 6 months that you wouldn't fit in that community. You don't really have a taste of what those communities are like based on the stereotype that you hear around campus. So I would definitely give it a shot to get to know the women around you. Just because you're not in the house you want doesn't mean that you are barred from being friends with those people. You still have complete autonomy over who you spend your time with. So if you're in one house and all the people that you want to be around are in a different house, you can still spend time with them. You get to decide who you want to be. So overall, I would suggest going into recruitment with an open mind. I would not recommend choosing a house that you want to be in because one, you don't really know what the women are like. The stereotype is usually not representative. Two, when you choose a house that you want to be in based on things that you don't actually know about the house, you set yourself up for disappointment. When you set yourself up for disappointment in many ways. You might get dropped from the house, which is disappointing, but then you also might get into the house based on your expectations, based on a stereotype that is probably not true, which leads you to disappointment anyway. So I would just trust the process. I know it's cheesy, I know it's uncomfy, but like, do it. Things will turn out sort of okay for you. Also, if you haven't seen the other videos in the sorority stuff series, there is a video about should you join a sorority and sort of things to expect if you do, and then some recruitment tips. So if you would like to check those out, they are somewhere. I don't know if I can put them here yet. I'm not that famous, so. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. There's a button somewhere. And don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and in the comments let me know at what university or school you are going through recruitment at. I will catch you next week. Bye, thanks for watching.